What if I shared with you that nearly everything you have been instructed regarding being high value is actually driving men away rather than pulling them in? What if the reality behind why he isn't completely captivated by you has nothing to do with your appearance, your professional success, or how captivating you are, but rather because you are doing the precise opposite of what truly functions? I realize that sounds irrational, but here is the truth most women never quite grasp. The women who make men absolutely lose their minds, the ones men cannot stop dreaming about, are not the ones attempting to demonstrate their high value. They are not broadcasting their various achievements. They are not flaunting how occupied or significant their lives are. They are doing something entirely different, something so basic that when you finally hear it, you are going to wonder why no one ever revealed this to you sooner. Because here is the genuine reality. Men do not become fixated on women who try to dazzle them. They become fixated on women who make them feel a particular way about themselves. And that sensation isn't what you might assume. It is not about making him feel wanted. It is not about making him feel fortunate. It is about making him feel something far more profound than that, something most women accidentally ruin without even realizing they are doing it. Before I explain exactly what high-value women do differently, take a moment to click that like button if you have ever felt puzzled about why some women seem to have men captivated while you are doing everything correctly, but still find yourself struggling. It helps this message reach more individuals. And you certainly do not want to overlook what I'm about to disclose next. Now let me describe a scenario for you. Have you ever witnessed a guy completely lose his perspective over a woman who honestly did not seem all that remarkable? For instance, she is not the most stunning person in the room. She isn't doing anything wild or theatrical. She is just going about her life. Yet this guy is messaging her constantly, organizing his entire week around her, mentioning her to everyone he knows, and behaving as if she is the only woman on the planet. And you are sitting there reflecting, what is she doing that I am missing? What does she possess that makes him so preoccupied? Here is what she possesses. She understands a secret regarding men that most women never discover. She recognizes that men do not get obsessed because you are spectacular. They get obsessed because of how they feel when they are in your presence. Not how you feel, not what you contribute to the relationship, but how you make them feel about their own identity. And this is where it gets fascinating. Most women exhaust all their energy trying to be striking, trying to display their worth, but high-value women do the reverse. They create the environment for a man to feel like the finest version of himself. And when a man experiences that with you, he doesn't just admire you, he becomes hooked on being near you. Think about it in this way. When you are with someone who makes you feel insignificant, criticized, or like you must put on a show, how do you feel? You want to escape, correct? But when you are with someone who makes you feel self-assured, accepted, and like you can simply be yourself, you want to be near them at all times. Men function exactly the same way. But here is where women get this wrong. They think making a man feel good signifies complimenting him constantly or inflating his ego. That is not the case at all. What high-value women do is entirely different. They do not focus on the man. They focus on themselves. And that transition transforms everything. You see, most women are so preoccupied with what he thinks if he likes them, or if they are doing the right thing, that their entire energy becomes desperate and directed outward. But a high-value woman has energy focused inward. She is living her existence, appreciating her day, and doing things that bring her joy. And when he appears, he gets to be a participant in that world. He does not become the focal point of it. And this is what generates obsession, because men are hardwired to pursue what feels just slightly out of grasp. Not games, not trickery, but a woman who genuinely possesses her own life, her own joy, and her own world that does not spin around him. When he realizes that your contentment does not rely on him, something transitions in his mind. Suddenly, he desires to be the reason you smile. He wants to merit his spot in your life. He starts striving to impress you instead of you striving to impress him. But most women do not get this far because they make errors early on that extinguish any chance of him becoming obsessed. And I am going to detail exactly what those errors are in just a moment, because understanding what to avoid is just as vital as knowing what to do. Before we get there, let me ask you something. Are you starting to perceive why trying to prove your worth actually works against you? Leave a comment below if this is making sense so far. Now here is where things get truly interesting. There are 3 specific things that high-value women do that spark a man's deepest obsession. These are not tricks, these are not games, these are natural behaviors that originate from a place of authentic self-worth. And when you comprehend these 3 things, everything about dating becomes simpler. You stop feeling restless, you stop overthinking, you stop questioning if he likes you because his movements make it undeniable. The first thing high-value women do is this. They have emotional boundaries that cannot be bypassed. Now, I am not talking about being icy or detached. I am talking about something much more influential. A high-value woman knows precisely what she will and will not tolerate, and she does not need to declare it. She does not need to give lectures about her standards. She simply lives them. When a man does something that oversteps her line, she does not get resentful or reactive. She just calmly removes herself from the situation. She does not try to transform him. She does not try to explain why he should treat her better. She just shows him through her conduct that certain behaviors do not get access to her. And here is why this creates obsession. Men respect what they cannot dominate. When you try to persuade a man to treat you properly, you are essentially telling him that your boundaries are up for debate. But when you simply walk away from poor behavior without drama, without explanations, and without trying to make him understand, he realizes something potent. He realizes that access to you is not a given, that you are not going to endure disrespect just to keep him nearby. And that makes him cherish you in a completely different way. Most women mess this up because they are so fearful of losing him that they accept behavior they know is not acceptable. They make excuses, they give multiple chances. They explain their emotions, hoping he will change. But high-value women understand something vital. A man who wants to be with you will honor your boundaries without you having to plead for it. And a man who does not honor your boundaries is not someone you want anyway. The second thing high-value women do is they remain emotionally balanced no matter what he does. This is massive, and it is probably the most difficult one to master. See, most women are on an emotional seesaw when they are dating. When he texts back rapidly, they are joyful. When he takes a while to reply, they are worried. When he plans a date, they are thrilled. When he cancels, they are crushed. Their feelings are completely linked to his actions. And men can perceive this. They can sense when their conduct has too much authority over your emotional state. But a high-value woman remains steady. She has good days and bad days like everyone else. But her temperament isn't dictated by whether he messaged back or not. Her happiness does not rise and fall based on his attention. She is living her own life, feeling her own emotions, and he is just one segment of it, not the entire thing. And this drives men wild in the best way possible, because suddenly he cannot pull your emotional strings. He cannot use hot and cold behavior to keep you snagged. You are just consistently yourself, regardless of what he does. Here is why this matters so much. When a man realizes that his behavior does not control you, he starts to feel like he needs to elevate his effort. He starts to wonder if you are really that into him. He starts to put in more work because he is not getting the constant emotional reaction he is accustomed to getting from other women. You become a challenge not because you are playing games, but because you are genuinely not moved by his typical patterns. And let me be clear about something. This does not mean being cold or pretending you do not care. It means actually not being emotionally reliant on his validation. It means your good mood originates from your own life, your own social circle, your own hobbies, and your own goals. He adds to it, but he does not manufacture it. That is the distinction. When you show up to see him and you are already in a positive mood because you had a great day at work, or you just came from lunch with your closest friend, or you are enthusiastic about a project you are handling, he feels that energy. He feels like you are contributing something to the space, not taking from him. The third thing high-value women do, and this is the most powerful one, is they make men feel like they are choosing to be there, not like they are forced to be there. This is subtle, but it alters everything. Most women, once they like a guy, start behaving as if the relationship is already set in stone. They start anticipating certain things. They start getting frustrated when he does not meet those expectations. They start placing pressure on him to commit, to define things, or to move forward. And all of that pressure makes a man feel cornered. But a high-value woman creates the opposite sensation. She makes it evident through her actions that she is not trapping him. She is not forcing any outcome. She is enjoying the process of knowing him. But she is also perfectly fine if it does not work out. She is not sitting around waiting for him to decide her future. She is living her life, and if he wants to be part of it, wonderful. If not, she will be just fine. And this sense of freedom is incredibly alluring to men. Here is what happens in his mind when he feels like he is choosing to be with you, not obligated to be with you. Suddenly, the whole dynamic rotates. He starts to feel protective of the connection. He starts to feel like he needs to secure you before someone else does. He starts to move toward commitment, not because you are demanding it, but because he is afraid of losing the opportunity. This is how high-value women get men to pursue commitment instead of fleeing from it. Think about how this plays out in real life. When he suggests plans and you say, yes, but you also have your own commitments that sometimes come first. He notices when he does not text for a day and you do not panic because you were occupied with your own life anyway. He notices when he sees that you are not reorganizing everything to fit him in, that you have your own priorities, your own schedule, and your own world. He starts to realize that being with you is a privilege, not a certainty. And that realization is what shifts him from casual interest to genuine obsession. But here is where most women completely ruin their chances. They do things that signal low value without even realizing it. And I need to break these down for you, because if you are making these errors, nothing else matters. You could be the most incredible woman in the world, but these behaviors will push any man away. The first error is over-functioning in the early stages. This means doing too much too quickly, being the first to text all the time, organizing all the dates, being overly available, and giving too much of your time and energy before he has earned it. When you do this, you are basically telling him that you are more invested than he is. And that kills attraction instantly. Men need to feel like they are winning you over, not like you are already won. When you hand yourself over too easily, there is no pursuit, there is no challenge, there is nothing for him to work toward. I see this happen constantly. A woman meets a guy she really likes, and because she is excited, she starts doing everything. She is initiating all the dialogue. She is making herself available whenever he wants to see her, even if it means dropping other plans. She is being incredibly accommodating and flexible, and she thinks this is showing him how much she likes him. But what it is actually showing him is that he does not have to work for your attention, that you will always be there, and when something is always available, it loses its value. The second mistake is losing yourself in the relationship. This happens when you start cancelling your plans to see him, when you drop your interest because he does not share them, or when you stop seeing your friends as frequently, when your entire life starts spinning around him. And at first he might seem to enjoy all the attention, but over time he starts to feel smothered. He starts to feel like you do not have your own identity, and that is not attractive. High-value women maintain their own lives, even when they are in a relationship. They do not merge into him. They stay themselves. Here is what this looks like in practice. Your friends want to go out on Friday night, but he mentioned maybe doing something. So you tell your friends no, just in case he makes plans. But then he does not end up making plans, and now you are sitting home alone while your friends are out having fun. Or you used to go to yoga 3 times a week, but he is not into yoga, so you stop going because you would rather spend that time with him. These small choices accumulate, and over time you become a smaller version of yourself. You lose the things that made you interesting and fulfilled, and he notices. He might not say anything, but he feels the shift. The third error is chasing reassurance. This is when you constantly need him to tell you he likes you. When you ask questions like, "Where is this going? What are we? Do you still like me? Is everything okay?" These questions stem from insecurity, and insecurity is the opposite of high value. When you need constant reassurance, you are telling him that you do not trust what is happening between you. You are telling him that you need him to validate you, and that neediness pushes men away faster than almost anything else. The thing about reassurance is that it is a bottomless pit. If you need him to tell you he likes you today, you will need him to tell you again tomorrow and the day after that. Because the reassurance does not actually fix the insecurity. It just temporarily masks it. And men can sense this. They can feel that no matter what they say, it is never going to be enough. And that feeling is exhausting for them. The fourth mistake is reacting emotionally to everything he does. When he does not text back right away and you send multiple messages. When he seems distant and you immediately assume the worst. When he cancels plans and you get upset instead of just rescheduling. These emotional reactions make you seem volatile. They make him feel like he is walking on eggshells. And men do not want to feel like that. They want to feel like you are steady, like you are not going to fall apart over small things. I get it. When you really like someone, their actions affect you. But there is a difference between having feelings and letting those feelings dictate your behavior. A high-value woman might feel disappointed when he cancels plans, but she does not make a big deal out of it. She just says,